This is Boxing Tickets, and in association with that prize guy, I'm delighted to be joined on Zoom once again with my good golfing buddy, Mick Conlan. How are you?
I've never played golf with this man, so he's joking here. I'm good, mate. I'm good.
I was actually, you and Jay were supposed to be going to play golf last week, and he was saying about coming
Uh,
up, but I think he's had set a time that didn't suit him. And I,
had then the videographer cancelled, so I had to do a later time, and then he couldn't make it, so he says we'll do it a different time.
I was going to go and hide in the bushes and shout four every time you hit a shot.
Oh, you bastard!
It's only because I keep giving you abuse. Everybody obviously sees on Instagram, sees every time I'm posting something about you. I'm calling you, what do you call your man, the golf film?
Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore. Is the golf game improving?
And no,
getting worse.
that's all right. I'm all right. I'm hit and miss.
But here, you can't be good at every sport, I suppose.
That's it. That's it. I love
Uh,
golf. I wish I'd picked up a golf club from a young age because it's a much easier game than boxing, but mentally tougher, definitely.
like as I say, I watch golf, week in, week out. Obviously, we've got the golf next week in Port Rush, but I watch it week in, week out and going, like, it looks easy on the TV. I guess it's like boxing, it looks easy. But then you go into the golf course and you're going, why am I not hitting this like Rory McIlroy 400 yards?
Exactly, mate. And then even at that, the difference as well is like you can do it yourself and all, and you go, oh, it's not too bad. I can hit a good shot here, hit a good shot there. But see, when you actually have people watching you, see the extra added pressure. It is crazy. So when I started to play golf, my respect for golfers, I always respect the golf, but I was like, I never play a game. It's not for me. That's for sissy boys. It's not for me. I'm a full sissy boy now because I love it. But when you go, "Fucking look, it'll be easy enough." Like they've made these putts so often, so much that everything is different. You never really hit the same shot ever, or the same even putts ever. It's just a very hard game, and mentally you're battling with yourself the whole time and each shot, right? Well, we're gonna hit this, how we're gonna do this. And sometimes you overthink. A lot of the time for us non-professional golfers will overthink and hit something shit. So it's a very mentally tough sport, and the best of the best, the likes of Rory and stuff, they're just they're unbelievable.
It's crazy. Could you ever imagine yourself out playing 18 holes with Rory? Like, do you think you'd be able to cope with that pressure? Like, do you think maybe just no TV cameras, just on a private course by yourselves? Do you think you would enjoy it, or would you sort of nearly be starstruck in some ways?
I'd be starstruck, but I would love it because I could just watch him. I could watch him all day. He's unbelievable. Even just how he swings the club and how he strikes the ball. It's unbelievable. So I would love. I mean, that would be unbelievable. I would be probably 100 shots behind him, but I would still enjoy it.
Just as long as you don't do a forfeit for every shot you're behind.
I don't do it. No way. No way.
Um, 2025, I guess, the return obviously of yourself, obviously back in March. We obviously
Mm.
done an interview obviously prior to that, but like I guess a different environment for you, obviously fighting in Brighton. You'd sort of said the first couple of spars, you sort of felt like you were back as an amateur. You sort of couldn't sort of know what you were doing. Like I guess the whole relief and the whole feeling was starting a ring walk. Obviously, a different atmosphere in the ring walk, but was that the best moment sort of for you this year? Was hearing Grace being played again, walking out and actually feeling love for the sport again?
No, mate. The walkout and stuff was like I've timed this wrong because it's a short walk. There's not much people here singing Grace, so I'm like, I'm standing here for a minute too long. But no, listen, it was just getting back to winning ways, getting back in the win column, back in the ring, back in the action. I wasn't nervous at all, surprisingly, and that made me nervous, not being nervous. But I was just happy to get back. There's no like happiest moment of the year. And I'm being around my kids and my family is always going to be the happiest moments of my year. But now this next one with it being Dublin, made it something I've wanted since I turned professional, and now I'm finally getting the chance to do it. I'm very excited.
I know it's something that we spoke about sort of privately and stuff before. I think you were planning to do a show in Dublin before, and you'd sort of said, I would like to fight in Dublin. Were you nearly sort of getting to the stage where you're thinking, I'm never going to fight in Dublin as a professional?
Yeah, definitely. I didn't think at some stages that it was ever going to happen, and listen, if it didn't happen, it didn't happen. I've fought everywhere around the world, but it would have been a shame if I hadn't fought in Dublin. So now I'm actually finally getting the chance to do it. I'm gonna grab with both hands and make it an unbelievable event for everybody in attendance and everybody watching around the world. And performance I'm gonna put on will be special as well. So I'm looking forward to that.
I think your last competitive fight in Dublin, I think, was the Elites, was it in 2014? Tyrone McCullough beat in the final. I think he
Was that
fought
the
since
last
then.
one?
I
I
think he
probably
fought
fought
since
like
then
a
against
20.
Russia.
Yeah, against Russia. Yeah, that was the last one. I think it was 2015 or 2016. Um, and it was a good run. I went and got the job done that one. But it's probably where I forged most of my career was in Dublin on the national team and doing loads of work down there and plenty of nights out celebrating as well down there. So it's a place where I have fond memories of winning, and I look forward to going back and adding new memories of winning.
You've obviously a lot of fans all over Ireland and all over the world. Like I guess the relief for a lot of people in Dublin was going, we're not having to travel 2 hours up the road to go to Belfast, book hotels and everything else. It's nearly a reward for their loyalty and sort of following your career through Belfast and everywhere else where they're going. We now get to watch Mick Conlan fight in Dublin instead.
Yeah, well, like anytime I fight in Belfast, I think 50% of the tickets is bought from the south of Ireland. So the fact that you have so much people travelling up, it's going to be a much easier trip just to get to Dublin from anywhere in the south, whether they're coming from Cork, Kilkenny, Galway, anywhere you think, because they come from everywhere around Ireland. And the fact that it's going to be in Dublin makes it a much easier journey for them, and it'll be great.
I'm trying to think. I was thinking of something off the top of my head today, and I was trying to think: is there anybody? I'm trying to think, and maybe someone will know in the comments more than me or you. But is there anybody that's ever headlined both the SSE and the three arenas as a professional?
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know.
I'm trying to rack my head, and I'm thinking, are you the first sort of man to headline the SSE arena
Name
and the
both.
three arena?
Oh, I can't think of any, so I'd say yes at the moment. But if you go back to the generation probably before me of like Paul McCluskey's, Rogue, Jim Rock, all the and Bernard Dunn and all that. There, Bernard never fought in the north. I know Jim had fought both places, but I don't know if they fought in the three. So yeah, listen, I don't, I can't think of anybody off the top of my head, but I'd be one of the first, if not the first.
Would he see? I'll look like egg in my face because somebody's going to list up about 10 names of someone that's headlining both.
Yeah.
But the SSE's not that. It's not like an arena that's been there for 50 or 60 years, so it could be possible that you could be the history maker. It's headlined in both of them.
uh, it's a small bit of history, but I'll take it.
In some ways, I guess everybody was expecting Lorente to be next. Obviously, he's done the face off afterwards. Can
Yeah.
you tell us sort of what happened? Like, I know Lorente fought last weekend, and by all accounts, he was very lucky to get the win. So, like, what happened from the face off afterwards to, I guess, him going separate ways?
Yeah, well, all I can really say is it wasn't my side that let it down. It was something to do because it was meant to fight on the co-promotion in Dublin, but that show didn't happen. And I don't think his team and Queensberry have a good relationship, and that's why they decided to go a different direction.
Is it something you guess on the back burner? I guess you can't look obviously past your next opponent, but is that still something you'd like to do? Because I remember I spoke to you in Belfast. I think it was after the Lopez fight, maybe before, and I was saying, what about the European title? Because it was 12 rounds. It was sort of the old way. It sort of prepared you for another stint at a world title. Like, is that still something you want to do? You want to become the European champion?
Yeah, well, I did message his manager after his fight last week and say I still want that fight and we could do it next if possible. But listen, there's no point in looking too far ahead because I've got a challenge in front of me and Jack Bateson, who's a good fighter, and I've got to win and beat him and look good doing so to kind of progress myself.
You've sparred Jack before. I think you've sparred quite a lot of your sort of opponents before. Like that,
Yeah.
obviously, sparring goes out the window. You just sort of forget about what happened in the past. And I guess if you took that too lightly and going, I hammered him in sparring, it's the wrong attitude going into a fight.
100%. And listen, it was good sport. I'm not going to sit here and go one side this, one side that. Is sparring and sparring. But listen, I'm not here to talk bad about Jack, as I like Jack. He's always been a nice fellow to me, and his dad and stuff always been nice to me. So I have no ill feelings towards Jack Bateson as a man, as an opponent. You know, it's just another body in front of me. I got to go in and handle, and that's the plan to do. You know, I plan to going to get the job done, look good doing it. But you know I've got a serious opponent in front of me who, this is his opportunity. You know what I mean? This is his, crack at it, crack at the whip, and if he can go do this and beat me, he's got big opportunities ahead of him. So, um, I can't let that happen. I just got to go and get the job done.
Like sometimes when they say where he's having to step up a level and fighting you, sometimes that adds an extra 10% to their game where they go,
Definitely.
they know what's on the line for sort of afterwards that they could sort of take your place and get a step close to a world title. So like you have to make sure you're an extra 20% more than he's at his best.
Yeah, definitely. Listen, it's it's hard. He's going to up his game when he's fighting me. I've got to up my game when I'm fighting him. I know what's on the line for me. You know, I know. You know, if it was the end of the loss, that would be it done for me. So I don't want it to happen. I still want to achieve my dreams of being a world champion, and I'll do everything I can to get that. And that means being 100% for a Jack Bateson.
Just obviously looking here, and I know by the time this interview goes out, it'll obviously long be announced, but obviously just matchroom obviously announced there and confirmed that Lewis Crocker and Paddy Donovan's going to be for the vacant IBF world title. Like,
Very good.
what a rematch this is going to be.
Yeah, very good rematch, and looks like it's going to be Windsor Park mid-September. Um, if I'm not already back in camp then for a fight in December, which is likely, um, I'd be at it. Definitely, I'll go and watch that. You know, it was the first fight was crazy. The atmosphere looked amazing, and you know, albeit Lewis didn't perform, and Paddy boxed unbelievably well. It's interesting to see how the rematch is going to go.
It's I guess, anybody online sort of, and I guess sometimes you can't look into people's comments online, but it seems to be maybe it was 50-50 the sort of last time, sort of maybe people 60-40 either way. It now be all from what people's commenting online, they all seem to be everybody thinks that it's Paddy's to lose. Does that take the pressure off Lewis? Now you get into the rematch. We know Lewis wasn't at 100%. Paddy boxed fantastic at first fight, but does that change any element getting into the rematch where things can change different in the fight?
I think it does. Yeah, listen, it can add to both. You know, Paddy could be. I don't know him well enough to know if he's a confidence type fighter, but when his back was against the wall, he came to the opponent's back garden and put on a performance like he did. But if he's got the confidence and everybody's backing him, could he perform even better? Who knows? But with Lewis, you know, when his back's against the wall, he comes out and shines, and he's done it before, and it'd be interesting to see how this one goes. I think it's going to be a great fight. The fans will be in for a treat, and you know, Lewis will definitely have to come in much better than what he was in the last one.
Obviously, by the time this comes out, will be indie fight day for Taylor Serrano 3. Obviously, I know Katie obviously holds a special place in your heart, like she does
Yeah.
for every person around the world. Like, what's your sort of gut feeling getting into this fight? Like, I guess it's a complete MVP show. Like the last one was, they put up so much song of a dance that Serrano was robbed. Like, are we sort of fearing this where it could be like a Sean McComb moment where Katie could completely outbox her and the judges go against it?
Second, I'll get you on. I'll get you one in a second. Yeah, listen, I've thought about that recently. First and foremost, Katie is, in my opinion, the best fighter ever to come from our Ireland, and I have the utmost respect for her. She's the closest thing. I keep saying it in every interview. I always do. She's the closest person I met this saint. A phenomenal fighter who is supremely dedicated and works so hard. So, I'd love to go out and see her do it. Do I think she will? Yes. Because when Katie fights in New York, it's like she's fighting in Ireland, even though Serrano is actually from New York slash Puerto Rico. Um, Katie will probably have the majority of the fan base there, but the narrative of robbery in the last fight, I didn't get the first fight. I could see it was very close, and you could call it either way. I don't think it was a robbery. It was either way. The last fight, I thought Katie won more convincingly than the first fight, but the robbery shoots were still there. So who knows? It could sway people, but with it being New York, I don't really think it will. Especially with how electric it'll be in there. I think Katie goes in and wins again.
I know sometimes it's hard to keep your own opinion sort of way. Like Katie's turning 39. Like, would they, if you were in the same shoes as Katie, would you go, I want one more crack at home as like a farewell, or is MSG probably the best place maybe for her to bow out at 39 and sort of she's given her whole life to the sport? Is it sort of now you go, Katie, just go and do your own thing and sort of, forget about boxing because this boxing game's tough on everybody.
Yeah, listen, I would like to see her say, "Listen, that's me. Hasta luego. I've completed the game. I'm out of here." But it's Katie's decision. I don't think she wants to retire. So to be honest, I don't think she will retire. Win or lose, I think if she loses, she'll want to do it again because she's that competitive. So yeah, listen, I can understand that, and we all have our own opinions of what people should do, but one person has the decision. It's the person who is in control of it is the fighter, and that's Katie. So whatever she does, I wish her all the best either way. If she wants to keep going, hope she keeps winning. If she wants to finish, I'd love to see her just sail off into the sunset and say goodbye.
Definitely. I guess she's always the one that she sort of says she lets her performances in the ring dictate obviously how things are. So we're hoping she looks sensational. Like a bottle of old wine, it just keeps getting better with age.
Yeah,
That age isn't a number sort of for her, and she rolls it back again, makes it 4-0 against Team Serrano, because obviously she
yeah,
beat Cindy as well. Um
yeah,
Finally, obviously, because I know it's getting late for you in the evening. By the time this interview goes out tomorrow morning, your tickets will be going on sale 10 a.m. on Ticketmaster.
yeah.
What sort of are you starting to envisage the atmosphere now? Like, obviously, it's going to be a special atmosphere in Dublin. You've watched so many UFC events and stuff in the past. Like, are you starting to get the goosebumps? Are you walking out in the through it yourself?
Listen, I think this could be the best one. I do think this could be the best one. I've been saying that now for the last few days. 1 second, son. I've been saying that for the last few days. I think this could be the best one. So, I'm expecting an unbelievable atmosphere, electric. Um, and make sure you get your tickets ASAP because I think they will go quick.
Definitely. Well, look, Mick, thanks as always for your time. No
Thanks,
doubt,
Davey.
obviously, no doubt I'll be torturing you as usual over the next few weeks. We obviously can't wait to see you in Dublin on the 5th of September.
Yeah, damn it.
All right, cheers, Mick. Take care.
Damn it,
Cheers,
Bye.
thanks. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye.